Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Minecraft survival series. This series will be full of a lot of wonderful and beautiful things, and as you might be able to tell in the top right corner, because things are spazzing out, this is a very, very light modded series. If you guys would like to see what the mods are, I can always upload the list to the description or put the description. Wow, wrote. Have it in the description for what you guys want to see. But should be very light. Basically, the things that are in here are a lot of just very general mods that can help with performance and things like that. However, there are a few that are just going to be very nice for me, such as the storage shelves mod, which is, I think, just integral to this game. Well, not really, but it helps a lot with organizing stuff. So, with that, we are going to start off by getting together some of the things that we'll need for this wonderful adventure. And as we go on, we'll probably update some things. The only thing that I think you guys will notice will be the tectonic mod, which, for those who don't know, it makes world generation just that much more grand and beautiful. And I think it should be how all generation is done within the game. But anyways, we're here in this game. Let's get started and collect ourselves a few of the necessities. As we're collecting some supplies here, there are two things I kind of want to talk about. The first thing is the very apparent mod that you're going to be able to see, which is to chop trees down one block. Now, this one I feel like is just a quality of life thing, so I don't have to spend hours and hours doing it. Now, it does take off the amount of durability per hit. So if it wasn't just going to do one durability if I break this, you can see, boom, my axe is almost gone. So it seems decently balanced to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because it also will break if it can't get through the entire tree, and it actually, like this, it'll leave some wood, and it'll also just chew through your hunger. So I think it's a very fair trade-off. Saves me a lot of time, and it's something that I love to do. The second thing I want to talk about is kind of where this wonderful series is going to be going. So this Minecraft series, I am going to kind of take inspiration from two incredible stories. One is actually from my favorite video game I've probably ever played, at least for the first time through. It was incredible. But I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, and I want to know if you guys can kind of guess in the comments what it will be. And we might not find out in the first episode, which is totally okay. But the second inspiration, I am thinking of doing a little bit of the story of the Odyssey. As you guys, I'm sure, have seen now, Christopher Nolan's making the Odyssey, and it's going to be coming out this summer. And I am super hyped for this. So kind of a little bit in anticipation for that, and just anticipation for, or not anticipation, but just for my love for the story. We're going to be kind of getting some inspiration off of that in terms of maybe some of the build styles, or at least some of the direction and lore of this world. So keep that in mind what we're doing. You're going to have to bear with me, because this is the style of building I have only experimented with. I haven't done extensively. But please let me know in the comments what you guys think the other video game is that we're going to be drawing inspiration from. It is, again, one of my favorite games of all time, and I will say it is a story game. Might be a controversial pick, but again, I'm a sucker for this, so I'd be curious to see if you guys can guess what this might be. But for now, we have to kind of figure out where we're going to set up our base. Now, obviously, this will probably be temporary, comparatively to what we're going to be doing, because actually, you know what, let's take a look. Because I have a very specific plan in mind for what our full base will look like, a little bit of the mega build stuff. Obviously, I am nowhere near the level of many other Minecrafters in terms of their building capabilities, but I think we'll have a lot of fun with trying our best to create something beautiful, create something fun, have some great lore, and have a beautiful story along the way. One more reason we ended up choosing this seed was because there is a wonderful, wonderful mesa biome pretty close. I mean, that's the hill that we started mining on, and this is the mesa biome. Just stunning. And we have a mangrove forest there. We have jungle wood here. Of course, we have oak, and then we have spruce there. The only thing we don't have is dark oak. So in terms of building, I mean, this is a dream. So I did, as you could tell, I did very briefly scout out the area that we would be in. So I tested this in Creative World, went in here, flew around for about maybe a minute just to see all the different sides of this so we could really get an understanding of what we're getting into. And something that I've noticed and watching some of the true Minecraft YouTubers, you think of all the people on Hermitcraft, and something that I've seen and really appreciated is when they go into a series kind of having a rough plan and stuff, so that way you don't have to spend 4 or 5 episodes waiting for them to figure out where to put a base and all that. I was lucky enough that where I wanted to try to build a base was close to the center. And who knows, maybe in exploring this world, we'll come to find out, hey, there's actually a way cooler place to build a base. Who knows? But for now, I think that this is gonna do us very well. And oh, that's tough. We have to make a wooden axe to finish this. But anyways, I think this will be a wonderful addition, and I actually do not know what is beyond this mesa. And what is that? I don't know if I've seen that before. Let me really quick just make ourselves up an axe so we can at least finish. Oh, that was tragic. Just so we can finish this off. Okay, it's going to make us cut them all down. But anyways, let's go find out what that thing is. Oh, it's an armadillo. That's so cute. Oh my word, I have not seen these before. I do not know. I know that they're scutes. Oh my word, the little sound is adorable. I know the little scutes or whatever they're called can be helped made into armor or like armor trims or something like that. Again, I really don't know super well, but alas, we're gonna figure this out. So for those of you who have not seen these storage drawers, it is very simple. You basically just put in your items, and every time you right click, so if I was to pull out 9 of these and they're in my inventory, if I just right click on it, it would automatically go in there. Same thing with the cobblestone. And then if you shift right click, you can kind of see all the upgrades, so you can make it so it has more stacks. And then if you shift left click, that was a little much. That could all of them, I believe. So I need to figure out how to do this. I think it's just, you know what? We're gonna find out eventually how to do this. But I thought it was shift. Okay, yes, it is. It is. If you just shift click, it'll give you 1 stack of it, and it goes for all of it. Now this one I only have 7 in, but you can upgrade it so it gets like little numbers for how much there is. You can upgrade how much stacks there are. But it's a really nice way just to do bulk storage. That way, I don't have to have 15 chests just for dirt and cobblestone. In the long run, we'll see. I do love making storage rooms and doing the redstone behind it, so I might end up trying to still use these, but doing a big storage room. But anyways, here's kind of the start of what we're going for. I am thinking of kind of pushing some edges out a little bit more, but the rough idea is, as you can probably tell, is that this will be a very run-down place. So this will kind of be slightly a bit of ruins, but we'll be living in them nonetheless and trying to optimize the space. We'll probably have at least 2 stories here and possibly an underground basement for helping us with the early game kind of smelting and stuff like that. But let me collect more materials and we'll keep on going with this. So I have been doing a lot of off-camera work just because it's kind of some boring stuff. It's the early game stuff none of you guys really want to see. But in my wonderful travels, I have found diamonds. Also, I don't know if this is with the new update or if this is with the Terralith, but finding fire in the bottom of these caves, kind of wild. But I came down here to find... Oh no. I came down here to find redstone, but am leaving with something better. Well, at least for the time. So... Bruh. Well, 1 diamond is better than none, I guess. That is tough. Well, anyways, I'm going to... Oh, and here this is. This is good. I'm going to continue doing this, and then next time, we hopefully will have a decent amount of the materials together so we can finish building our little starter house. So, I will see you there. Alright, I've just mined 1 of these diamonds, and it looks as though we finally have a vein that is decent. This is... great. Oh my word. Okay. For all the smack I talked before, this is great. So I found one other one before, and we found a vein of 7. That is incredible. Wow. Well, honestly, though we have so little redstone, this was worth the trip. That was good. That was so good. So as I'm mining this iron, I was thinking and wondering, am I the only one who's playing Minecraft still who has never found one of those veins of minerals? Because I could have sworn this is not this newest update. I thought this was like a little bit of an older update in which you could get big veins of copper or iron, in which you would also have raw blocks of it. I have yet to find one. Who knows? Maybe it's just my luck, and also who knows? Maybe also this Terralith mod that we have installed doesn't have those, which would be very sad. But we'll have to see. You know, if I find one, honestly, I feel like I'm going to be more excited than when I just found diamonds. Just because, oh, more diamonds. Just because, like, this is cool, but like I've been finding these for years. I still have yet to find one of those veins. But, you know, what was me? But let me know if you guys have found them or not. And I have now mined till I cannot mine anymore. I literally do not have a pickaxe. And I lost my axe in the time, because that also broke. So we are as worn out as possible before getting here. So you might see and say, what? I thought you were doing work. Well, I was. As you can see, I've been farming a lot, getting some wood, getting some of some more stable food source, and it's not terrible. Is this the best thing in the world that you've ever seen? No, but I've been doing some work down here, and I know it doesn't look like much, but getting all of the terracotta and figuring out how these things work, it has taken some time. So what I'm going to do is, you know, as you can see, there is not a very large footprint here. So we're not going to be able to have a ton here, though I still want to utilize this as much as possible. But for a storage room, at least for our starting storage room, we're going to do it down here. And you can see these shelves. I'm trying to line them up in order of like the wood. So we'll have all the oak stuff, spruce, jungle, mangrove, and then kind of keep going down. So we have all the wood types, and then we'll figure everything else out. And then I've moved down the more bulk storage over here. I'll need to switch these out. I don't really want spruce for all of them, but it's okay. I think I want oak because it's a subtle enough difference, but I still think it's a contrast that is good versus this one. It blends a little too much. But also, as before we left, or rather before I left you last time, I disconnected and installed a few different things, one of which is the filter. Oh, I do have an iron axe. Oh, well, should have seen that. But one of this is the kind of the sorting one. So this can automatically, so I could drop off, don't want to click that, but automatically sorts, and that also works for chests as well. So this is just nice. If you're throwing a bunch of stuff into a chest, you can just hit sort. Or if you want to move everything that's already in your inventory here, move same. So anyways, this is a very nice little thing. And the carry on one. So I need to take off my shield. But you can now carry entities. Now it makes you quite a bit slower, but this is just tremendously helpful when moving stuff like this, where there is, I don't know how many stacks is in here. Let me see. If I step back, yeah, 892 cobblestone right now. If I broke this, it would be a nightmare to move all of it. So this is just more of a kind of a mod to help speed things up and put things at ease. But I'm going to continue working on this. I'll hopefully finish this off right now, and then we can move on, or maybe not finish this off, but get it started, because we're going to see, I'm going to start putting some just very lightweight farms on either side. So we have our little wonderful cocoa beans for our brown dye eventually, which will be nice. But something that I'm really wanting to prioritize this season, not this season, what am I saying? I'm not playing Hermitcraft. This series is really making farms visually appealing and interesting. I know there are probably more efficient ways to do most of the farms you're going to see me do, but I think it'll be a lot more enjoyable if we have a little bit more manual side to it. So I'm thinking of doing some of which you kind of can't avoid it. So I'll probably put like a sugarcane and a bamboo farm somewhere in here. And that's kind of unavoidable to make it feel like it's not just redstoning. So we'll really try to make the most out of it and really enjoy the process of it. But let me continue working on this, getting everything together, and we'll jump in right before we kind of start up here. All right, we are at a stage in which I think we can kind of start to build this out. So I'm trying, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to try to use some blocks that I'm not super comfortable with. Jungle wood is one of those blocks for sure. But we've kind of capped this off. So now we walk down into our storage room here. And again, I still have to set up a lot more of this. And I realized I'm just missing so many items over there. But yeah, we'll have to see. But for now, let's kind of just jump into building this. And along the way, we'll pause and we'll kind of talk through the process of building your first starter base and kind of where to get ideas from and all of that stuff. So the first thing that I always think about when building is starting off kind of just with a general idea of the feel of whatever you're going to be constructing. And so obviously that seems fairly vague, which, yeah, touche. I guess it is. But I guess what I mean is just very rough, stylized, or a stylistic kind of outlook on things. So, for example, in this build right here, while again, this will be different than what we build later, I'm going for a little bit of a medieval build. Now, that's a strong word. Medieval is, we'll see. It'll be like medieval ruins, kind of. But so as once you kind of have that kind of picked out, then what you're going to want to do is, well, look up photos. And honestly, while I think that getting inspiration from other Minecrafters is incredible, and I've done that in the past, I find it so much more enjoyable and satisfying when you just look up real pictures of these different things. So for this one, I just looked up random pictures of medieval houses, and you can look for certain eras if that's what you're going for as well. But yeah, just start with a real life representation of it. Look at kind of the certain things. So like most medieval houses, they have a very strong kind of framing around them. Now, if you were to go to, I believe it's called, I believe it's Victorian, not Victorian. What am I saying? Something Queen Anne style or something like that. I should know this, but I forgot. One of the styles, they have a very loose kind of framing, but doing that in Minecraft would be a little bit of a challenge. So we're not going to be doing that, and we're going to do just what you might think of as a traditional English medieval homes. Well, English is also a strong word. Anyways, needless to say, this is all be ranting on just to say that, hey, look up some pictures, try to figure out exactly what you like, and see if you can replicate that in your worlds. It might look rough, like this does right now, but, you know, trust the process, go along with it, see what happens, and if, come to find out, you really hate exactly what you're doing and you feel like it's this awful thing, then, you know, the beauty of Minecraft is you can tear it all down. And if you feel like you don't want to do too much work beforehand, what I've found helpful sometimes is also going into a creative world. I know you see some big Minecraft YouTubers doing that, but even for myself, I have found that to be very helpful sometimes, at least to get together block palettes and things like that. For this one, go into this a little bit blind, just because I thought, it'll be a little more fun this way. Fun is a very strong word for this, but we'll see. The second thing I would say about building is to remember to take your time. This is, while I know this is the era of every Minecraft YouTuber doing hundreds and hundreds of hours within, you know, a 15-minute video, but you don't need to do that. Minecraft's a single-player game after all, you know, enjoy the process of getting through it. And sometimes, if you don't like it, it's okay to live in a hole for the 15th night in a row. It's while it might not be lovely, you know, you make the most out of it. And it's going to be so much more enjoyable to actually build something that in the long run you enjoy instead of, you know, throwing something together that you aren't happy with. So I would encourage you to take it slow. And it's okay if things don't go exactly as planned. It's the joy of the game. And while I'm running to get more terracotta, because I ran out, something that I thought of is also kind of how you approach the building. I know a few years ago, I had a little server I started with some of my friends, and it was very funny, the differences of how people built. And you see this even with a series like Hermitcraft, where you have so many different kind of builders and Minecraft players. And there's no one right way to build things. And what I mean by that is some people like to start with the outside. Some people like to start with inside. I had a friend who I thought was a madman, but I've seen other people do it too, who he started with the inside of his build first. He only built the inside, and then he eventually decided he would kind of surround it if he had time with a shell. But for him, he felt like he's going to spend more of his time inside of his build than outside, or at least looking at it. So that's what he wanted to prioritize, and wanted to make sure that everything can fit. So find out what you want to prioritize, what you want to be the focal point of your base, and start there. And again, there's really no wrong way to it. At the end of the day, you'll finish both of them, or you won't, which that is more than okay as well. In the fear of not being practical enough, another tip, which is pretty apparent, is something I always like to do is to always have borders on my houses and my roofs. So while obviously the style is very dependent on it, like if you're going to be doing more of a Viking longhouse, your outline might look very different. But one of the nice things about it is it just adds a little bit more depth to it. And then you can come back in later and add some texture to it. And that just gives all the more just really easy on the eyes to look at. So, and that's another thing, leading straight into the next thing, is just to add texture and variation to houses. If it's perfectly, clean, well, that's not going to look too great. So throw in some weird stuff in there, stuff that maybe makes it not as good per se. And that'll add a lot to your builds and just make them feel a little bit more worn in and like they're actually, a build. That's actually, sorry, not actually a build. Actually something that, has been lived in and has been here for longer. Now, if you're building a brand spanking new house and you're trying to build suburban in America, then, well, yes, that's going to look very, very different. But sometimes you have to do complete redesigns, and that is okay. I'm liking the brown a whole lot more than the white terracotta, though again, it takes time and it's a little annoying, but I think this looks so much better. But now to add in the details to make this build come to life. And now with a more proper roof on this puppy, still need to clean this up. And just starting off the inside, this is looking a lot better. I am enjoying this. There's obviously some work still needs to be done, but for what this is, our first little starter home, I am thoroughly loving this. This is great with a few practical things like a little bone meal dispenser, or not dispenser, but composter, and just the feel of it. While it's not exactly what I had intended when we started, I'm still really, really enjoying it. I am. And, I guess that's another important thing too, is even if the build doesn't end up the way that you were hoping, that's okay. And it can be a really kind of a fun process along the way to see where it goes. And I did not expect to be using brown terracotta at all, but it's been great. I've been loving it. And still been doing some work down here. Trying out the new shelves. I'm conflicted. I feel like this is a little too much brown. I want to break it up with something. So I don't know if I'll use the shelves in the long run. At least not for this. I think in other parts of the build, they could be very useful. And honestly, I might even try them along the floor. But we'll see. We'll see. For now, let's clean this place up and let's get this into a state that we can be happy with. So one of the things that looked like Terralith did is create kind of new biomes a little bit. This is wild. I have never seen this underground. I was just going for a little trip to see if I get some more coal or something, and wow, that is crazy and really beautiful. But for now, we're gonna keep on going on. This first episode is gonna feel a little weird. It's gonna feel like a lot of different kind of elusiveness, I guess, to it. But that is very purposeful, and we'll see as the time goes on, because I want you guys to see kind of into what I'm doing here, but I also want to make sure it's kind of a fun surprise for you guys. You have to guess along the way, because as of now, it will be very hard to see kind of where I'm getting my inspiration from, because that's definitely going to be more of the later part of this series. But it is from my favorite game I've ever played, So take that with a into consideration. But I would be shocked if anyone was able to guess what this was, where we're going to be pulling heavy inspiration from. But either way, I'm going to keep collecting and clean up the house so we can end off at a nice place. Also, I know I should not be mining these right now because I should just wait till I have fortune, but they're just so hard not to want to mine. They are so beautiful. But what I do need to do is I need to find obsidian before we head back, because that is kind of my goal here. Is while I don't have the leather for books yet, I have the paper for it. So I want to get halfway done and started with our enchanting setup. But obviously that's a little hard without an enchanting table. So I'm going to kind of keep exploring here, get some obsidian. But man, this is taking a lot longer than it should. I feel like in old updates, you used to be able to just, oh, wow. Oh, this is cool. Yep, this is cool. Mercy, this is cool. All right, sorry, just a little starstruck there. That is beautiful. I feel like in earlier updates, you used to be able to just dig down and find a lava pool. Oh, there's a ton of diamonds. All right, I'm going to wait. Okay, not a ton. I see one, but definitely going to wait to mine those. But the lava is beautiful. That is what we need. So let's head down there and get that. And we can head on back. And with the 2 diamonds that we mined below, that's perfect. We've got ourselves an enchanting table. And while it's not going to be permanently here, I think this will fit right well. Wow. English. I think this will fit really well. And we'll be able to have our bookshelves around there just as a temporary setup. In the long run, definitely going to move the enchantment table room somewhere else. But since we are here, obviously we're not going to, want to keep stuff around, any of our equipment around now. Sorry, not any of our equipment for long. Might as well do some level 1 enchantments for our armor, just to kind of christen the armor. Okay, it's all projectile protection. Kidding me? Well, I guess then we'll do that on our pants. So we got projectile protection, which is great. Protection 1. We love that. And you know what? Protection 1. Can't complain. That is beautiful. I would enchant the pickaxe, but I'm definitely going to wait till we have 30 levels there. But that is actually going to be a very nice way to kind of put all of this back together in where it needs to go. I really need to fix this all, but it's okay. Hopefully, this will be good. And I know I said I was going to fix this up, but I think I'm going to fix this up probably just between episodes, and we're going to have to come back and kind of continue this out maybe a little bit, finish up the starter house, and organize the storage system. And I would love to kind of walk through a little bit of how we actually can do this optimized, because there's actually a really nice way of having a central system for this. So we'll probably do that in the long run. But for now, this was absolutely an incredible time here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And obviously, not a lot is seeming to move quite yet. Hoping to get as much done in this first episode as possible from this kind of, not exciting, more boring side of things. But with this episode, we've had our first starter house built up. We've got a great farm all figured out, and sugarcane and wood, and we had some good mining expeditions. So we have the tools and equipment that we'll need to continue on and to make this really a awesome series. So next time, you'll have to find out what we're going to be doing. But I'm very excited for what I have planned for this next episode, and we will see exactly how far along we can get in this journey that we have in mind. Well, love you all, and I will catch you next time.